Welcome. In accordance with Kansas Fire Marshal regulations, we request that you take a moment to locate the two emergency exits closest to you. We have verified that these exits are clear and that all safety equipment for this facility is in working order. If an emergency does occur, please stay calm and pay attention to the announcer or the facility personnel nearest you for important information. In accordance with the dignity of this event and the tradition so highly valued at Topeka High School, as well as out of respect for the families of our graduates and their ability to hear their student's name, we ask that air horns and artificial noise makers are not used until the completion of the formal ceremony, and our graduates that then symbolically move their tassels. Additionally, please remember you are not allowed down on the track during the ceremony. All spectators must be in the stands. Thank you. Also, if it continues as this, we will continue with the graduation.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the commencement ceremony for the 375 members of the 150th senior class of Topeka High School, the class of 2021. And our guests, today, the 2021 seniors of Hope Street Academy and Principal Del Knoll. Would you all please remain standing for the presentation of the colors by our THS Marine Junior Reserve Officer Training Corps Color Guard under the direction of Master Gunnery Sergeant Brad Stahlbommer and Cadet Captain Tessa Howe. Presentation of the colors will be followed by the playing of our national anthem, sung today by the THS Madrigals under the direction of Mrs. Ashley Greenlee, THS Choir Director. Please be seated. Joining me at the podium to give today's welcome is Mr. Kelm Lear, Senior Class Vice President. He will be followed by our Topeka High School Robe Choir singing today's musical selection.
Thank you, Ms. Morrissey, for that introduction, and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Kelm Lear, and it is my honor to welcome you all to the 2021 Topeka High School graduation ceremony. Today, you will hear many remarks expressing thanks to the numerous groups who supported us in our academic journey toward this very day. And as the student asked to give the welcoming speech, it is my privilege to be the first to say thank you to these groups. To start, I would like to recognize the families of each student sitting before us. On behalf of every one of my peers, thank you for your advice, guidance, sacrifices, and support in all its forms. Without the lessons you taught us outside the classroom, we would not have met the requirements necessary to be here today. Secondly, I would like to recognize the faculty members, from custodians and cafeteria staff to teachers and administrators. The hard work and dedication you continue to show your students and the relationships you have built with them will have a lasting impact on our entire society. And based on the success this class has demonstrated over our 4 years at Topeka High, I can say with full confidence that your countless hours of invaluable service have crafted us into a positive force for the world to be reckoned with. Lastly, I would like for each of us to recognize our peers. Not a single one of us would be here without fellow Trojans by our side. After all the late-night phone calls, tutoring sessions, extracurricular activities, fun high school events, and conversations about the general ups and downs of life, we have finally made it. Through thick and thin, we conquered the complexities of high school and triumphed over the worst pandemic this world has faced in over a century, undoubtedly making us the most resilient class to have ever walked the halls of Troy. And with that, I would like to close by extending a sincere congratulations to my peers and invite you all to enjoy the rest of today's ceremony. Thank you.
Dr. Tiffany Anderson has been a public school educator for over 28 years, and the majority of that time has been as superintendent. She has improved achievement in rural, urban, and suburban public school districts. In 2016, Dr. Anderson became the first African-American female superintendent of Topeka Public Schools. Under Dr. Anderson's leadership, schools have doubled their college course offerings, student attendance has increased above 90%, ACT participation is up, achievement scores have increased across the district, and a district virtual school and mobile pantry was started serving thousands of families. Dr. Anderson earned her undergraduate degree and later her doctorate from St. Louis University in 2001, where she met her late husband, Dr. Stanley Anderson. Dr. Anderson received her second doctorate, the Doctor of Humane Letters, from Eden Theological Seminary for her service to the community and society. Some of Dr. Anderson's awards include being recognized as one of the top 6 people with purpose at the Oscars for her innovative work in education. Dr. Anderson earned national recognition from Education Week as one of the 16 leaders to learn from, and Dr. Anderson was awarded a Lifetime Achievement from President Obama for volunteerism. Ladies and gentlemen, our Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Tiffany Anderson.
Thank you, Ms. Morrissey. First, let me say that singing that we just heard was exceptional, was it not? Oh, my goodness. All right, so most of you already know from the last 5 years that there are 2 things about me. One, I always wear tennis shoes because this is boots to the ground work. So when it began to sprinkle, some people wondered, were we going to cancel, were we going to delay? And one of the things that I and Ms. Morrissey and several board members shared is that we got through a pandemic. Certainly sprinkling won't stop us. We also wanted to say that in this space, the Topeka High Trojans are fearless. Certainly we're going to be continuing, sprinkling or not. So in my brief comments for you today, my goodness, what a year. I'm going to ask a few students to stand, and I'm the daughter of 2 pastors, so I tend to pray before I speak, and I never write down a speech. So I take it that whoever I call on was meant to be called on today. I will first ask for every student that was on Superintendent's Council to please stand. This particular year, this is very important. As they continue standing, let me tell you who you are looking at. Zoe Carroll, Christina De La Isla, Ava Donagek, and Kim Lear. Those students not only met with me every month, but it's because of them that we have a reopening plan. It's because of these students that we decided to make sure that we opened back up athletics. It's because of these students we had a mid-year ceremony. These young people helped lead the way behind the scenes. Hats off to all of you. Thank you for your service, particularly this year during a pandemic. You are exceptional. You may be seated. Let me share today that there are so many students and so many stories that just stand out for me. And in the interest of time and with the weather, I'm going to keep these very short. I'm going to ask Kim Lear to stand for just another moment. Young man, you are quite a special individual, as are all the students in this space. But I will tell you, before we began school, seeing you collect thousands with your organization of masks to serve students that had masks and students that did not. Seeing you multiple times at the school board meeting, challenging, questioning. Seeing you most recently in the newspaper because of your scholarship from the Rotary Council. Seeing you ready to put service above self, and sacrificially so. You are a very special young man, and it is a privilege to be your superintendent. Congratulations, Kelm, on all that you'll be doing in the future. Now, while I called his name, there are so many students throughout this space that I could call on, name after name. Just the other day, we were at Topeka High on the front lawn. I think they called it Dogs on the Lawn. And I ran into Nate Rocksong. He's a quiet young leader, but he's a musician and quietly leading the way. And I took a quick picture of him and watched the students come out under our amazing band director, pulling out furniture, making sure families were comfortable, serving on the front lawn. You see, that's what a Topeka High Trojan does. Service above self. These same students, many of them, I saw them at Stormont Vale just last month, playing in the drum line, making sure that the Stormont Vale hospital workers were inspired, that they knew that the Topeka High Trojans stood with them. The other evening, both Miss Morrissey and I began receiving emails from nurses from Stormont Vale, just saying that how much they felt loved because of Topeka High. I'm just going to say one more story, then I promise I will stop there. Y'all know my parents are pastors, so I can't help myself. I read about young Wagner, one of our staff members, has a child that goes to Topeka High who works at Walmart. This young man saw someone in need of Walmart having a seizure. This young man is an Eagle Scout, stopped in his tracks and helped save that person at Walmart. He was on the front page not too long ago. You see, that's what a Topeka High Trojan does. Service above self. Now, those are just stories on the top of my mind, but I will tell you, this space today is filled with fierce fighters. It's no coincidence their song is a fight song. Their space today is filled with love and courage and dignity. So as I close today, I'm just going to say, young people, your future is so bright. I feel so privileged to be amongst you today. I want to say to our faculty, it is because of you and what you pour into these young people that, as Kim said, they can lead the way. So I will say to all of our Trojans, continue to fight on. Because of you, our world is better. Thank you.
Dr. Scott Mickelson is a native of Manhattan, Kansas, where he attended Manhattan High School, which we promise not to hold against you. He spent his college years at Kansas State University, where he received a BS degree and a doctorate in veterinary medicine. He practiced for 5 years in Kansas City and returned to school at the University of Texas Southwestern Medical School, where he completed a postdoctorate fellowship in comparative pathology. He currently is the attending veterinarian at Hill's Pet Nutrition. Dr. Mickelson has had 2 children graduate from Topeka High School and has served on the Topeka Board of Education since 2013. It is my privilege to introduce the president of Topeka Public Schools Board of Education, Dr. Scott Mickelson.
Thank you, Mrs. Morrissey. I always like to speak before Dr. Anderson. My parents aren't pastors. I don't speak extemporaneously, and so I'm going to read my speech this afternoon. So happy graduation to the class of 2021. I'm very happy to gather with you today after a year of distance gatherings and muted celebrations. You're beautiful people, up close and in person. And let me introduce a few other beautiful people to you today. That's the Board of Education. To my left is Dr. Richard Bonebrake. Next is Mrs. Melanie Stewart Campbell, Reverend John Williams. To my right is Mr. Lala Munoz, Dr. Mike Morrison, and Mrs. Sue Boley. I know that what you remember about today will not be about this old guy who sat in your seat 41 years ago. And what I had to say to you, my words of wisdom, my life experience might, at this moment, seem irrelevant, and you'd rather get this party started. And you do have something to party about. Graduating from high school is the first in a line of lifetime accomplishments. It's a critical juncture, a distinction that sets you on a path very different from those who are not in your seats today, those who did not succeed in graduating. So let me be brief and let you pause for a moment before you celebrate your accomplishment. Whatever you do next, your learning is not over. It is only beginning. Whether you go to college, vocational school, or a training program, or do a job, whether you work for yourself or others, or take care of family, or freelance, do an online program, master a trade, you must commit to curiosity. Just remember that about what you hear today, committing to curiosity. Wherever you go, ask questions. Why do you do it that way? How did you get interested in this? What happens if I push that button? If you weren't doing this, what else would you be doing? Your questions will help you learn about other people, places, and processes. You'll learn things from others' perspective, and you'll walk in other people's shoes. You'll develop an open mind and an acceptance of differences, even an appreciation of differences. Your curiosity will lead others to ask questions and to learn more about you. This wave of curiosity, this culture of curiosity, will lead to solving real problems: poverty, racism, climate change, healthcare issues, viruses, educational gaps, immigration, and possibly what to do about boring graduation speeches. And these are real problems to solve that need each of you to pay attention, to get involved, to support, to vote, to make a difference. Commit to curiosity. And if you're curious about when my speech is finished, it is now, almost. Congratulations, class of 2021. We send you with all our best wishes for a future of interesting, enlightening questions, and we thank you for expanding our perspectives as you walked our halls and interacted with our teachers and staff. You always have a home in Topeka Public Schools. Thank you.
At this time, as they prepare for the next portion of the program, we want to acknowledge all of those that made this space possible. Please hold your applause to the very end. The Hummer staff that were cleaning off the different chairs and making sure the mics were set up. We thank Director Annette Wiles and her team of the Hummer staff. Additionally, my leadership team who are standing over here to my left. Mr. Larry Robbins, he's the Deputy Superintendent. He paid for the programs, all the rental equipment, and the stage. Mr. Robbins is a Topeka Public Schools graduate. He's waving over there. We thank you, Mr. Robbins. To his side is also Dr. Gray. Dr. Gray is responsible for the pictures being taken, the video, the live streaming, and we thank our communications team under Dr. Gray, in addition, Dr. McDonald, for all that we're having today. Lastly, I also want to acknowledge our Associate Superintendent who oversees secondary schools, Dr. Jill Hackett. She's in the gold, waving up top. We thank her for her supervision of middle and high schools. There are several other leadership team members who are not here with us this evening, but those that are with us this evening, we thank you for your steady and strong leadership.
At this time, I would like to draw your attention to our program today. Listed after the names of our graduates and their academic accomplishments, you will find an extensive listing of the scholarships and awards reported by the class of 2021. If the requirements and renewal standards for these scholarships are maintained, the total awarded to our students will be $5,870,250. This is a testament to our students, their families, and the staff, not only at Topeka High School, but at each school these students have attended. At this time, I would like to recognize the teachers and staff of Topeka High School who are present today, so we may thank them for the hours of dedicated service to the students of Topeka High School and this year's graduating class. Will you please stand and be recognized? I would also like to thank their middle school and elementary educators, many represented here today. The success of these students speaks to the many people in our school system and the community at large who, through their mentorship and support, have invested in the post-secondary aspirations of this wonderful group of young people. Please look for tomorrow's Topeka High School advertisement in the Topeka Capital Journal, recognizing the high academic accomplishments of the class of 2021. And now for the presentation of academic honors for our seniors. 4 students are being recognized today as valedictorians for the class of 2021. These students must have taken advanced level coursework that leads to a weighted grade point average higher than a 4.0, and additionally must have accomplished the very difficult feat of maintaining no grade lower than an A during their entire high school career. As such, the unweighted grade point average of each of these students is a perfect 4.0. Our valedictorians are John Joshua Bernardino, Shelley Blancas, Elaine Bunton, and Anne Maria Paul. The Outstanding Senior Award is presented to the student who combines oratorical skill with high academic accomplishments, involvement in school-based activities and organizations, and participation in outside organizations and community service. This student is selected by a committee of 14 staff members who view and vote for this senior in isolation from one another, and the winner is selected through a 2-part process. The first phase is the written speech submitted without a name attached and is followed by finalists presenting the speech and submitting a listing of their academic and extracurricular accomplishments. 50% of the vote is based on their speech and its presentation, and the other 50% is split between academic accomplishments and in-school and outside school involvement. At this time, I would like to recognize the Outstanding Senior finalists. Please stand and remain standing when you hear your name. Christian Daniel, Xavier Harrison, Kelm Lear, and Nate Routsong. I can confirm on behalf of our committee the excellence of this group of students and their speeches. Congratulations. It is my honor to present this year's Outstanding Senior, Ms. Zoe Carroll. Thank you, students. Ms. Elaine Benton, valedictorian, is today's first speaker. Compiling a class-leading cumulative grade point average of a 4.59, Ms. Benton has been highly involved in her school and community. A participant in cheerleading and swim team throughout high school, Elaine is also a member of National Honor Society, National English Honor Society, Mu Alpha Theta, and Quill and Scroll. As editor-in-chief of the Topeka High School yearbook, she has the distinct honor of overseeing the completion of a national sample yearbook. In the Topeka community, Elaine has been a member of the Topeka Youth Commission, the executive director of the Topeka Youth-Led Grant Initiative, and in conjunction with the Housing Credit Counseling Incorporated organization, she developed a financial planning service for students. Elaine will be attending the University of Kansas this fall to study chemical engineering on a pre-med track, and she was the recipient of the prestigious Chancellor's Scholarship. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Ms. Elaine Benton.
At the beginning of my sophomore year, I wrote myself a letter to be opened before I graduate. August 18th, 2018. Dear future Elaine, I hope you're reading this as valedictorian. I have high hopes for your future, which include going to KU and majoring in mathematics. I am praying that you wrote a decent speech and people aren't scrolling through their phones right now. I hope your senior year was as great as you are. Varsity cheer, 4.0, working at Target, and getting accepted into more colleges than you can count are all the things I picture. And even if these things did not happen, just remember, life is not about waiting for the storm to pass, but learning to dance in the rain. And you know how much you love the rain and dancing. XOXO, Elaine. As you can see, being named valedictorian has been a goal of mine for years now. After I struggled to get an A in Miss Cowan's Honors English 9 class, it became a personal goal of mine to continue the straight A record that I upheld through elementary and middle school and my high school endeavors as well. However, I cannot take all the credit myself, as I genuinely would not be the person I am today without the family I acquired here at Topeka High. On my first day of freshman year, I walked into the building alone, overshadowed by not only the intimidation and gloom that accompany the tower, but the fear of walking out of high school alone as well. Thankfully, I am fortunate to say that over the course of my 4 years walking the halls of Troy, I have gained a support system like no other and enough friends to last a lifetime. I went from spending my Friday nights watching TV and doing homework to spending time with my friends into the latest hours of the night until my mom made me come home. See, I was put in the mindset that high school was never like it was portrayed in the movies, as every adult in my life warned me that unless I peaked in high school, then it was a time full of teenage awkwardness, embarrassment, and disappointment. Fortunately, my time here was anything but a disappointment. For Dulcinea Pena, it was unforgettable. Influencing for Katie Votoff, diverse for Lucas Brennan, revised for Elizabeth Stewart, memorable for Colin Bartlow, and lasting for Ruby Schumacher are all the words used to describe my classmates' experiences at Topeka High School. For me, it was life-changing. As we continue on to the next part of our lives, it is important to remember how much we have grown from the cocky, airheaded freshmen we once were only 4 short years ago. I'm sure you're expecting me to give some sort of advice or words of wisdom, but the truth is, I'm just as clueless as you are in what happens next. I appreciate everything you all have done for me, whether that be returning a smile in the hallway, complimenting my outfits, or warning me of a pop quiz in Spanish. I genuinely look forward to looking you all up on Facebook in the coming years to see the interesting yet incredible things you've accomplished in life. Additionally, I would like to take a minute, so don't lose focus yet, to thank those people who, without their presence, I would not be up here speaking to you all today. Thank you to my mom for being my inspiration and the person I look up to the most. my dad, for always supporting me and cheering me on no matter how horrible at something I was. My older sister, Hillary, for showing me unconditional love and always being there for me. My little sister, Susie, for keeping me on my toes and helping me with whatever I asked. My best friend, Riley, for taking me under her wing and making my life much more entertaining. And last, but certainly not least, thank you to all of you for making these last 4 years of my life truly the best.
Our second speaker today is Miss Zoe Carroll, our outstanding senior and president of the senior class. Zoe has been highly involved throughout her 4 years in high school, participating in softball, basketball, and cross country, and was part of 2 runner-up finishes in basketball, along with a run at a 6A state basketball championship stopped short by COVID in March of 2020. The softball program has become a force during her career, just completing a first ever league championship with a 20-0 record and a regional championship just this past week and a state championship run next week. She has also been named to National Honor Society, National English Honor Society, and is a 4-year member of student government. She has served as vice president for 3 years before becoming senior class president this year. And if that is not enough, she has been a part of 12 clubs and organizations during her high school career. An active member of the larger community, she has served on both the superintendent and principal advisory boards, and she was a mistress of ceremonies for living the dream. Zoe has chosen the University of Illinois to continue her education, where she received a full-ride scholarship to play softball. She plans to major in atmospheric sciences with computational engineering analysis. It is a pleasure to introduce our outstanding senior and second commencement speaker today, Ms. Zoe Carroll.
Thank you, Ms. Morrissey. Well, class of 2021, we made it. We're here. I wanted to start by saying thank you to all of our administrators, teachers, paras, lunch ladies, and custodial staff for what they did for us daily. As we look around at the class of 2021, I do not think anyone would claim to know everyone personally, because we do not. But that does not make us complete strangers. Maybe we only sat next to each other during health class our freshman year, or your best friend is the sibling of someone's cousin's boyfriend. Maybe we only walked past each other occasionally in the halls of Troy and never spoke. However, one way or another, our paths have crossed at Topeka High. We are a family of people who call this historical building home. Our class may have had its ups and downs throughout the years, but I can tell you that the class of 2021 was full of greatness. We flew high in the air cheering and performed intricate dance and step routines. Multiple people won league titles, participated in the state games, and upset competition. Our student sections jammed to Bula 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 at half times and watched our Trojan band perform at pep rallies. Our class created beautiful art, whether on a page, screen, 3-dimensional, or through a lens. We competed and won in debate, forensics, and Scholars Bowl. Our class produced multiple immaculate shows and musicals, sang our hearts out, and put on memorable orchestra and choir concerts. We did this while performing in the classroom and participating in clubs. The class of 2021 is outstanding. One thing that sets our class apart is our heart and passion. Junior year was cut to an abrupt end due to the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. However, we fought through adversity. People thought COVID-19 was going to stop us, but class of 2021, it did not. Difficult times need creative solutions, and that is what we did. We fought to continue 150 years of tradition by planning homecoming, royalty of courts, prom, and graduation, even if they were unconventional. We continued to do things for our community by volunteering and promoting health and safety. The class of 2021 made a name for ourselves as unstoppable. I hope what we have learned in high school will carry into our futures. As we go forward in our lives, whether that be college, junior college, trade school, the military, workforce, or wherever life takes us. Remember to do it with an open mind and a full heart. Be ready for whatever the world throws at us. Sometimes it may be a fastball, other times a changeup, but just keep swinging. Because contrary to what the world is trying to tell you, you do not need all of the answers right now. Spend the time you need to grow and prosper. The world will change us in ways we will never expect, but do not fight it. Let it help us all flourish. As we conclude with this celebration, we have stepped out of the black and gold checkered halls for the last time. I know there will be laughter, tears, and even some sighs of relief. But let us all remember the words of Dr. Seuss. Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Thank you, class of 2021, and hail to the black and gold forever.
Before moving into the most important part of today's program, I just want to extend my personal congratulations to the class of 2021. As the principal of Topeka High School, it has been a privilege to watch as you have left your mark on the halls of Troy in your own unique way. You have persevered and found a way to survive a global pandemic and prepare now to enter a world where you know that you can overcome anything. Like the classes before you, you have seen and led several firsts, including starting the first Interact Club, working with other organizations to begin annual service projects for our own students and our immediate community, been members of the athletic teams and activities that continue to dominate in the league and at the state level, as well as qualifying and playing at state and national competitions, and you have ensured that new banners will be hung in the dungeon. You have organized and participated in marches to raise awareness of issues that affect students, and have found multiple ways to serve as leaders and role models for the underclassmen, leaving a legacy of excellence for the generations to come. You have planned and found ways to continue events in spite of COVID, and you departed this week with one of the coolest senior pranks ever, ensuring that we had at least one running of the halls this school year. The value you have placed on the tradition and diversity that is Topeka High School will ensure that our school and our staff respect and value both sides of every issue, remembering that it is our differences that make us stronger. And I challenge you to model the same thing out in the world you are entering, because you will make it a far better place. You have certainly made Topeka High better while you have been in the halls of Troy. On behalf of the administration and staff of Topeka High School, congratulations, seniors. As we present diplomas today, I again ask that we ensure that artificial noisemakers and air horns are not used, and that we maintain a decorum that ensures each graduate's name is able to be heard by those friends and family that may be sitting near you. In addition, guests are to remain in the stands and not come down to the field level. Pictures of the graduates are being taken by professional photographers and are available to the graduates and their families. Pictures may certainly be taken from the stands. Diplomas today are being conferred by members of the Topeka High School administration and counselors with the presence and support of Dr. Anderson and our board members. I would like to introduce the administrative team and our counselors. Please stand. Associate Principal, Mr. Daniel Ackerman. Assistant Principals for each division, Mr. Rob Hayes, Mr. Matt Frost, Mr. Ryan Arnold, Dr. Laura Lyons. Our counselors, Mrs. Pat Bordewick, Mrs. Angela Lewis, and Mrs. Deb Fallon. They switched on me. Mrs. Autumn Wyand, Ms. Heather Prothy, and Mr. Greg Fallon. Thank you. And now, will the Topeka High School class of 2021 please rise? Dr. Anderson, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Topeka Public Schools Board of Education, I hereby recognize these students who have met the requirements set forth by the Kansas State Department of Education, the Topeka Public School District Number 501 Board of Education, and the faculty of Topeka High School. I request that these students be granted all rights, honors, privileges, and responsibilities pertaining thereto. I am honored to present for the conferring of diplomas the class of 2021. Students, you may be seated. Ushers, take your places. At this time, will the class of 2021 please come forward to receive your diplomas?
Isley Duvalier.
Stephanie Atkins.
Iman Adams.
Alicia Allen.
Trenton Adkins.
Dylan Alvarez.
Angel Almazan Cano.
Maria Alvarez.
Mariah Andrick.
Joelle Areola Hernandez.
Giovanni Armstrong.
Chloe Arvizu.
Roshan Austin. Honors.
Riley Atkinson McLowry. High honors.
Psalm Babiera. Honors.
Alan Ayala.
Warren Baker.
Jacob Bailey.
Colin Bartlow.
Jackson Barnhart.
John Joshua Bernardino, Superior Honors.
Bryn Berberick.
Ayani Black.
Maya Byer.
Cade Blinden.
Shelley Blancas, Superior Honors.
Paloma Bolanos.
Jaden Blocker, Superior Honors.
Asia Bonjour.
Jordan Bond.
Murphy Booze.
Mark Booker. Caden Boughton.
Kansas Boyd.
Dominic Brandenburg.
Madeline Brightkite.
Addison Brown, honors.
Nevaeh Brooks, high honors.
Lucas Brennan, superior honors.
Elijah Brown.
Alexis Brown.
Celine Brown.
Trevor Brown.
Alicia Brown.
Jada Brown, superior honors.
Zoe Brown.
Jaden Browning Fields.
Shakira Bullens.
Elaine Button, superior honors.
Taya Bush.
Charles Bruce.
Andrew Bryan.
Alexa Cabrera, honors.
Bernisa Calva Morales.
Brevin Kennedy, high honors.
Nellie Cantor.
You're good. You're
Cullen.
Christopher
Carr,
Carbon.
honors. Sorry.
Chris Carbon.
Cullen Carr, honors.
Braden Carper.
Diego Carr Castillo.
Caroline Carrier.
Zoe Carroll, superior honors.
Jake Castle, honors.
Evelyn Seha, superior honors.
Jacqueline Cervantes Soto.
Tori Chambers.
Casey Champney.
Kyla Chandler.
Dyer Chapman.
Jeremiah Chase.
Perla Shavaria Ayala.
Michaela Chavez, high honors.
Ian Christensen.
Amaya
Honors.
Christopher.
Isaiah Cisneros, high honors.
Yeah. Evan Clark.
Sebrianza Clayton.
Analia Cobb.
Amaya Coben, high honors.
Jonah Cochran, high honors.
Fernando Contreras.
Isaiah Cruz.
Josephine Curls.
Scout Cooper. Superior honors.
Colin Daniels.
Carla Cruz Garcia.
Jasmine Davis.
Just a second. Christian Daniel, Superior honors.
Dylan Decker.
Faith Davis.
Ramiro Del Real.
Christina De La Isla, high honors.
Santana Dominguez, high honors.
Humphrey Isaiah Del Castillo, Superior honors.
Esther Donis.
Antonio Dominguez.
Deontay Dupree.
Juan Dominguez Ortega.
Stephanie Edwards.
Ava Dunikek, high honors.
Rodney English.
What? Zykeia Dyer.
Tessera Evans.
Claire Emmert. Here you go.
Elion Figueroa, Superior Honors.
Isaiah Escobar.
Jaron Flowers.
Jonathan Figueroa. Superior honors.
Cecilia Fries, Superior Honors.
Reese Foster.
Zion Fulton.
Dennis Francois.
Jonathan Gadberry.
Jalen Fulton.
Jorge Garay Mejia.
Layla Fund, Superior Honors.
Everardo Garcia.
Destiny Gallegos.
Monica Garcia Alvarez.
Angeline Garcia. My mom used to.
Michaela Giles, Superior Honors.
Jose Garcia Retoña, Honors.
Zara Ghazi.
Eleanor George, Superior Honors.
Mariana Gomez Solis, Honors.
Javon Goldion.
Esmeralda Gonzalez.
Lisbeth Gomez.
Graham Grecian, honors.
Ernesto Gonzalez.
Kylie Goodman.
Travis Grain.
Mariah Harmon, high honors.
Caleb Grimmett.
Xavier Harrison, superior honors.
Aldo Guajardo Castillo.
Will Hebner.
Maria Harrow, honors.
Goten Henning.
Aliyah Hazim.
Jose Hernandez Ramirez.
Janisha Hendricks.
Mackenzie Hintz, honors.
Ceziano Hernandez.
Malia Holly.
Marco Hidalgo.
Isaiah Huckins.
Kaylee Hefner.
Braden Humphrey.
Taryn Hodel.
Rufus Irvin.
Alex Huggins.
Brittany Jameson.
Karime Hurtado.
Yana Jefferson.
True James.
Dalen Johnson, superior honors.
Grant Jeffries.
Ruby Jones.
Shayla Johnson, honors.
Taylin Jones.
Mia Kelly, high honors.
Devin Keeling.
Zoe Kincaid.
Grace Kennedy.
Michael Lazaga.
Kelm Lear, superior honors.
Jaden Leisman.
Kaylin Lewis.
Lucas Lindsay.
Izzy Lewis.
Isaiah Lopez.
Jocelyn Lopez, high honors.
Marco Lorenzo.
Stephanie Lucatero, superior honors.
Abigail Ludlam, superior honors.
Jamiah Lyons.
Karen Martinez.
Marlene Marin Castro.
Grace Martinez, honors.
Rosalia Martinez.
Riley McCarthy.
Nevaeh Mays.
Sydney McClintock.
Cole McClendon, Superior Honors.
Nathan McConico.
Claire McDougall, honors.
Mary McGuire, Superior Honors.
Caleb McIntyre.
Jessica Madrano.
Jose Melendez Castro.
Nicholas Mendez.
Victor Mendoza.
Cameron Mesky, Superior Honors.
Mario Mendoza Valorio.
Jeffrey Moore, Superior Honors.
Ricardo Montalvo.
Nivea Moore, Honors.
Keontae Moore.
Sergio Mora Jr.
Omar Morales Aquino.
Philip Moss.
Carmela Mosman.
Isabel Munoz.
Eduardo Muniz Rodriguez, High Honors.
Marisabel Munoz, Honors.
Giovanni Munoz.
Antonio Nahara.
Austin Newell, High Honors.
Brian Nunez Espinoza, Honors.
Melvin Nolting.
Elena Ortiz.
Gabriel Olivan Obaneta, Superior Honors.
Jesse Padilla.
Victor Ortega.
Anna Marie Parker.
Amaya Patterson.
Anne Maria Paul, Superior Honors.
James Peck, High Honors.
Delsene Pena, High Honors.
Yasmin Perez, Honors.
Brett Fannensteel.
Nazim Phillips, High Honors.
Rivendell Powell.
Colby Rajowski.
Erica Ramirez.
Olivia Ramirez Jennings.
Janae Rayton.
Deja Ramsey.
Lorenzo Ratana.
Justin Wright.
Eva Rios.
Zachary Rincon.
Nathan Rivera.
Ariel Rivers.
Bryn Rodriguez.
Lily Robertson, Superior Honors. Nathaniel Routsong, Superior Honors.
Kylie Roman.
Emma Rucker, Superior Honors.
Eric Sanchez.
Dalton Sandeffer.
Patrick Sandquist, High Honors.
Ruby Schumacher, Superior Honors.
Alexis Schick.
Kayla Shutter.
Abigail Scritchfield, High Honors.
Logan Shelley.
Addison Sig, High Honors.
Belle Semeka.
Elizabeth Stewart.
Tyler Simmons.
Victoria Singleton.
Joel Sink.
Shalita Sipple.
Jalen Smith.
Lillian Smith, Honors.
Sophia Smith, Honors.
Michaela Snook, Superior Honors.
Ariana Solis.
Giovanni Solis Hernandez.
Sophia Soto, Honors.
Joseph Souza.
Trenton Stanhope.
Clifton Stewart Jr.
Maxwell Steiner.
Zachary Stockton, Superior Honors.
Mackenzie Stone, Superior Honors.
Cody Sullivan, Superior Honors.
Alexandra Tavares.
Erica Tatum, Honors.
Alana Taylor.
Treviante Thomas.
Asaya Thompson.
Gage Wagner, Honors.
Aubrey Thompson, Superior Honors.
Jamie Thompson, Superior Honors.
Samira Thurmond.
Isaiah Thurman.
Connor Troop, High Honors.
Julianne Trotter, High Honors.
Lily Union.
Michael Union.
Giovanni Velasquez Gonzalez, High Honors.
Dylan Van Wagner.
Cindy Vigil Lopez, Honors.
Walker Vines.
Cheyenne Wagner.
Katie Vota, Superior Honors.
Elijah Wardner.
Antonio Walker.
Sierra Waslowick.
Finesse Ware, High Honors.
Mary Webb.
Dustin Weaver.
Carson Welker.
Hannah Whaley.
Jessica Widow, Honors.
America Whetstone, High Honors.
Jamiri Williams.
Jude Wiley, Honors.
Eric Willigie.
Aiden Willis.
Jevin Wilson.
Thank you, Riley. Riley Wilson.
Parker Wise, High Honors.
Tatum Wilson.
Maya Womack.
Trinity Wright.
Brendan Young, Honors.
Zoe Wright, Superior Honors.
Douglas Zilch, High Honors.
Beatrice Zaragoza.
Ty Zirkle.
Aubrey Zimmerman, Superior Honors.
Franklin Rivera Vargas.
Just take your time. Hurry up.
Hannah Nicole Anthony. Trinity O. Carey. Maricruz Magali Castillo. Robert T. Clark. Lucas James Harkin. Taquaya Haley. Joseph L. Guerrero. Ayana Lamas. Kamisha Lulame McLean. Gabrielle Marie Henschel Valerio. Yamarian Marks. Isaac Reynoldson. Valia Ajane Sanders. Michael S. Tucker. Turner.
Class of 2021, please rise. No matter what the future holds, whether you begin a career or move on to wear the crimson and blue of KU, the purple and white of K-State, the gold and black of Wichita State, the blue and white of our own Washburn University, or the colors of another post-secondary institution, you may always wear with pride the gold and black of the Trojans of Topeka High School. And now, as a symbol of your graduation, would you please move your tassel from the right to the left side of your mortarboards? Congratulations, class of 2021. You are now alumni of Topeka High School. Students, please remain standing. Will the madrigals, already forward, for the singing of our school song and the traditional throwing of the mortar boards at its conclusion, please enjoy this part of the ceremony. The symbolic throwing of the mortar boards at the end of our school song is also the end of today's ceremony. Congratulations again to our graduates and their friends and families. Madrigals, the stage is now yours.
School.
gotta come to any of that stuff tomorrow?